Hey, today I'll be talking about episodes 3 through 5 of The Double. Lee's stepmother, Madam G, has gone to great lengths to make her return as grand as possible. The easiest way to get rid of Lee is to have her seem like a spoiled brat. As long as Lee doesn't seem apologetic, her stepmother can keep her hands clean while her husband gets rid of her as promised. Which is why as soon as Madam G's maid picks her up, the first thing she does is present her with a set of lavish clothes for her to change into on their way home. Lee graciously accepts. Duke Soo has provided half of his own house's procession as an apology for detaining her, so her return is indeed quite grand. He looks forward to seeing what she does next.
仔细盯着。是。
Can you not just take the stairs? Also, I don't know if I would be sticking my head out like that when literally anybody could recognize you. See? Oh, just a hallucination. Lee's father and mother wait to welcome their daughter home. The servants and neighbors are all in a tizzy, desperate for a first sighting of the young lady. The absolute disrespect for Tong when she steps out. She has literally the cutest face I have ever seen. Like, this girl is so blessed. And then Lee steps out and they're like, whoa, now there's a young lady. Rude as hell. So anyway, the first test. She steps out and she is not wearing the lavish outfit prepared for her. G jumps on this, playing it up like she must still hold animosity for her and thus is unwilling to wear the clothes she prepared for her. But Lee has already prepared a counter excuse.
只是或许时间太久了，我竟从未去过真女堂看过李儿，不知李儿现在的身量，送来的衣服竟无一件合身。
Despite all his general shiftiness, Papa Jiang seems happy to welcome her back, and we get a flashback that shows he wasn't completely cold-hearted.
只要你跟你母亲认个错，就不用去山里悔过了。
李儿没有错。
10 years no contact though is still insane. Madam G takes her hand, and here, Lee is lucky she's a stand-in because it would have been extremely hard to act like a loving stepdaughter if she had any of the actual animosity the real Jiang Li had for her. She meets her dad's brothers and their wives as well as Grandma Jiang. Her grandmother had always doted on her and is over the moon to see her back, asking if she received all of the gifts she sent her over the years. Nope, she most certainly did not, and no prizes for guessing why that is. But again, Lee has every step of this return planned out, and this is not the time to start a fight.
有祖母照拂，李儿过得很好。
This reunion goes very well despite an attempt by Madam G to derail things with her son, who is just way too young to be a reliable actor.
哇，姐姐你好漂亮啊！ 谁是你弟弟？杀人凶手，害死哥哥。
That's so funny. Luckily, Grandma seems pretty chill. She dismisses this as a child's tantrum and in fact tells them all for not raising their son better. It also helps that Lee is taking no offense. She will provide no possible targets for Madam G. She is sweetness and grace and full of a bunch of heartwarming memories, no doubt supplied by Tonger. All in all, a flawless return. She's brought to her part of the residence, which is of course disgusting, and provided with maids who are of course useless. Madam G is sparing no effort in goading her to complain so she can brand her an ungrateful brat, but Lee refuses to fall for it.
没哭没闹，这么乖巧。
G decides to leave it at that for now and focus on her own daughter, Royale, who is having her hair-raising ceremony soon. This is a Han tradition usually done around 15 to signify a girl becoming a woman, so a coming-of-age thing. As Jiang and his wife are discussing preparations, she asks if it might not be better to leave Lee at home for this one. Before she was sent away, Jiang Li was engaged to a boy named Zhou Yanbang, but after her expulsion, they ended up switching her out for her younger sister, Royale, Madam G's daughter. Ji worries that Lee might be uncomfortable seeing her ex-fiancé and little sister together. Never mind, it's been 10 years since the last time she saw him.
你说的也有道理，季里就不让李儿参加了，让她再多适应适应这经理的日子。
When Xue Li hears that she isn't going to be allowed at the ceremony, her first thought is, okay, how do I get to the ceremony? Madam G is using this to try and set a precedent. She's trying to hide her away, and there's no way Lee will let her get away with that. She also hears that her dear husband has been invited to attend as well.
娘子，
He has been doing very well since her death. Everyone praises him for being so generous and loving, still caring about his wife even though she was unfaithful.
这个史学士还真是长情。
When they're alone together, she tells Tonger the truth about who she is, and how on the night of the affair, she was drugged at a family dinner before waking up and finding that strange man in her bed. She seems to think her husband was in on it from the beginning, but from what we know, he had no idea of what his mother and sister were planning. All he did was murder her after the fact. I mean, it's not much better, but it's something. Tong-er is willing to support Shirley in her own revenge plot as well, and they consider what to do about this ceremony. There's no way her husband won't recognize her, but Shirley is betting that he won't be able to make a scene about it if they're reunited in public at the ceremony. And then, after that, no way to bring it up again because everyone will be like, why didn't you say anything when you first saw her? In the meantime, they need to get Shirley an invitation. Lee makes use of some chrysanthemums to make her father reminisce on her late mother. He decides to come to see her and she lays it on thick about how much she suffered at Jeonyu Hall, how they beat her and wouldn't give her enough food to eat. She asks pitifully if after all she's been through they are now ashamed of her, and that's why they don't want to have her out in public. Her father, who again doesn't seem to be a totally unfeeling man, now insists on having her there. He really seems touched by what she's been through, and in fact, now that we know Madame G was blocking presents from the grandma, I suppose it is possible that he was reaching out to her and she was just never allowed to receive any of the correspondence. But then, who knows? Half of what he says also seems to be about maintaining public appearances and what everyone else will think of them if this gets out.
这次就让梨儿去吧，总不能再伤她的心。